Welcome back, viewers. You're watching The Savera and I'm Shefali. More than 100 lives have been lost in Himachal Pradesh this month alone, while Kerala's Wedding district saw at least 373 deaths due to flooding in late July 2024. In June, 5 Indian soldiers were killed in Ladakh, and in October 2023, dozens died in Sikkim. Though these tragic events occurred in geographically and culturally distinct regions, they all share a common trigger: flash floods. Flash floods are sudden, intense floods caused primarily by heavy rainfall and are increasingly becoming one of India's deadliest and most destructive natural disasters. Each year, more than 5,000 people are estimated to die in such events, and the damage to public infrastructure, agriculture, and ecosystems is sustainable. With global temperature rising due to climate change, the frequency and intensity of flash floods have shown a marked increase. According to data represented by Union Ministry of Jal Shakti in 2023 Lok Sabha report, the number of flash floods events in India rose from 132 in 2020 to 184 in 2022, a sharp and worrying trend. Now, despite the growing threat, research on identifying the most vulnerable flash floods prone zones in India have been limited. This lack of region-specific data has made it difficult to design and implement effective early warning systems and target disaster preparedness plans. A recent study by researchers from the Indian Institute of Technology, Gandhinagar, published on July 13 in the journal Natural Hazards, seek to address this critical knowledge gap. Titled Drivers of Flash Floods in the Indian Subcontinent River Basins. The study highlights key regions most susceptible to flash floods and the complex factors that contribute to its occurrence. The researchers found that flash floods are predominantly concentrated in the Himalayan regions, the western coastal areas, and parts of central India. These areas have experienced an increase in vulnerability due to rising temperatures and changing weather patterns. Interestingly, the study reveals that only 25% of flash floods incidents are caused solely by extreme rainfall. The majority occur due to a combination of intense precipitation and pre-existing soil and terrain conditions. In fact, just 23% of extreme rainfall events result in immediate flash floods within 6 hours. Most flash floods are caused by prolonged periods of rainfall, either low or high intensity, sustained over several days. In regions like the western coast and central India, the phenomena is closely linked to the flashiness of river subbasins. Now, these subbasins respond rapidly to rainfall, with water levels rising sharply during downpours, overwhelming local drainage system. Soil conditions in these areas also determine how quickly water is absorbed into the ground or runs off into the streams and rivers. In the Himalayas, the situation is even more precocious. The steep slopes and sharp elevation gradients, also referred to as high relief, accelerate the flow of water, increasing the likelihood of sudden and violent floods. The study points out that within a single major river basin, subtractically to flash floods can vary significantly. For example, the southern parts of the Ganga River Basin and its Himalayan subbasins are highly vulnerable, while central regions show relatively low subtractically. This underlines the impact of accounting for both topography and local climate in understanding flood risk. Climate change has a profound impact on these dynamics. Now, as global temperature rise, the atmosphere holds more moisture, approximately 7% more than every 1 degree Celsius increase, leading to heavier and more intense rainfall events. Between 1981 and 2020, India witnessed a doubling in extreme precipitation during the pre-monsoon season. During the monsoon, post-monsoon and winter season, extreme rainfall increased by 56%, 40% and 12.5% respectively. Notable, more than 75% of India's flash floods between 1980 and 2018 occurred during the monsoon season, June to September. The study also observed a significant uptick in flash flood events post-1995, particularly in the Brahmaputra, Ganga and Krishna river basins. Interestingly, while many regions traditionally vulnerable to flash floods are now experiencing a decline in the number of wet hours, that's period with measurable rainfall, More than half of the sub-basins that were previously not considered at risk are now seeing an increase in both rainfall and stream flow. This suggests that flash flood threats are expanding into new areas. The research makes it clear that India's approach to flood preparedness must evolve. Relying solely on rainfall data is no longer sufficient. Adaptation strategies need to be customized to suit the specific environmental, hydrological and geological conditions of each region. Early warning system must account for terrain and soil conditions, not just meteorological forecast. Disaster management efforts must focus on building resilience through robust infrastructure and improved land use planning that anticipates shifts in rainfall and water flow patterns. The study emphasizes the urgency of identifying emerging flash flood hotspots and preparing for future risk. With climate change driving more erratic and extreme weather, India must prioritize substantial development and climate resilient planning to maximize the impact of flash floods on lives, livelihoods and ecosystem. That's all for now in this update. Stay tuned to The Savera, download the app and follow us on various social media platforms.